Hey there, welcome back. In this video, we're gonna check the switch case under Java. Now, in order to understand the switch case, first of all, let us check a very simple scenario where we would be making use of if-else statement. So for example, we set the value of x as maybe 3, and here is the scenario where we are checking what would be the value of, for example, 3. So inside this if statement, we will firstly say x equals to 1. If the value of x is 1, then we will print out a very simple statement, and the statement would be the value of x is 1. Let me also copy this statement for future use, and in next statement we will say else if x equals to 2. In that case, we gonna add a yet another statement where we will simply display value of x as 2, and moving forward we would be adding a else part. So now we are simply adding a else part, and we will display the message as the value of x is 3. Now in here, the value of x is 3 could be like the default case. There could be scenarios where the value of x could be other than 1 to 3, right? So let us do one more thing. We would be adding yet another else if statement. Let me do that. So in here I will type in if the value of x equal to 3, then we will say the value of x is 3, and at last we will add a else part. So this will be a better scenario. All right, so let me do that, and in here I will type in the value of x is other than 1, 2, 3. So this looks to be good enough, and moving forward, let us quickly format this a little. All right, so everything looks good to me, and a very simple program indeed. Let me execute this, and the value of x is 3. Let me make the value of x as 2, and the output is changed dynamically. So this is good, and the output is as expected. So everything is working properly. But this code is a little messy, and for example, if we would like to check a particular value, and the possibility of the value could be like 1000, so we need to make a very simple if else if combination of code, and definitely this is more error prone. Now there is an alternative to solve these kind of scenario, which is nothing but switch case, and you would be able to understand, and you would be able to identify that what is better. Definitely in these kind of scenarios, switch case is proved to be better. So first of all, let me comment these statement out. This seems to be good enough. Let me format this a little. So again, everything is on track, and there is nothing in here except this statement where we are simply adding a variable and initializing the variable with 2. So our switch case would be based on this variable x, right? So whenever we create a switch case, the switch would be based on a specific entity, and in this case that entity is this variable x. So we would be creating all the cases based on this variable x. Now we need to also define the code block for the switch. So here is the code block. So inside this braces, we would be adding all the cases. So let's do that. So case 1 would be case 1 in fact. So we will give the possible value that a variable can contain. In this case, that possible value could be 1. After that, we will add in a colon. All right. So we would be adding the colon, and moving forward, we can add the statements. So the statements would be let me copy this statement real quick. That will save us couple of seconds. Here we go. So the value of x is 1. So pretty cool. Let me copy this complete statement once again and paste this couple of times. Now moving forward, case 2 is where the value of x is 2, then the value of x could be, for example, 3, and finally the value of x could be other than 1, 2, 3, right? Alright, so this looks good to me. Let me also update the number of these cases. And finally, in place of case 4, or in place of the last case, it would be a default case. So if none of the case is satisfied, then the default case will get executed. So here is the default case. Now this is a generic switch case scenario, and there is a issue, and we will talk about it in couple of seconds. Let me make the value of x as maybe 8, then whether our program works properly. Well, it is working properly. The value of x is other than 1, 2, 3, so perfect. Let me make the value of x as maybe 3. Then what would be the output? The value of x is 3. The value of x is other than 1, 2, 3. So a little strange, right? The reason is these cases, imagine these cases like a automobile. It could be like car, and in order to stop the car, we need to apply brakes. So likewise, in order to break the flow of your switch cases, we need to apply brakes. So whenever we make use of these cases, always we need to make use of brakes. So how to make use of brake? Let me show you. Moving forward, I will simply make use of this break statement. Now, what does this break keyword do? The break keyword will simply break the flow of your current cases. So whenever the break would be applied, the cases below the current case will not get executed. So that's one thing. Let me quickly add in the breaks, and to the default case or the last case, what we say, the break is optional, but it is always recommended to add the breaks either way. Let me make use of Ctrl+Shift+F to format things a little. So this is looking better. Alright, so everything is good as of now, and now our program will work properly. The value of x is 3. Let me change the value of x to maybe 1. Even in that case, our program will work properly. So here is the standard syntax which is in front of us. Now there are a couple of more things. For example, if I cut the default case and bring it as a first case, even that is okay, right? So the sequence of these cases doesn't matter. I can like bring the case 3 before case 1, even our program will work properly. But always remember to apply brakes. Applying the break statement is only optional when it is the last case. For example, in here, if I don't apply the break statement, then also our program will work perfectly. But for example, in here, if the value of x is neither 1, 2 or 3, let me make the value of x as 5. Even then there won't be any issue. So our program is like working properly and the default case is getting executed. But if I get rid of this break from the default case, then there would be an issue. So what are the golden rules? Always try to apply the break statement for each and every case, including the default case, and sequence doesn't matter. So that is one more thing. Apart from that, in here we need not to apply any code block. So it is optional. You can apply it, but it is not mandate and in fact not required in here. So making use of code block is optional in here. So in fact you can skip that. No one uses the code block in the cases. So these were a couple of things related to switch case, and this was the scenario where we can make use of switch case. Now, is switch case a replacement of if else? No, it is absolutely not. There could be many scenarios where we won't be able to make use of switch case, but the vice versa is not true. Any switch case scenario could be replaced with if else combination. So again, that is one point. So I suppose that's it for today's lecture. In next video, we will also check a couple of more variations of switch case, how we can make use of switch case with reference to, for example, char entity or string entity, and that would be interesting. So this is it, and I suppose the explanation was good enough. If there is any confusion, please revisit this video, and I would also recommend you guys to experiment with these concepts like switch case, else if, and do play with these things. That will surely help. So this is Chance signing off. Thanks for watching, take care, and I will catch you in the next video.